How's it going, everyone? I'm going to talk about the world's most successful female crypto scammer. This is none other than Ruja Ignatova. She's on the FBI's most wanted fugitive list. She's actually the only woman on the FBI's most wanted fugitive list. So what makes her such a successful scammer? The scheme that she pulled off with OneCoin way back in the 2010s, like any old school Ponzi scheme, she was pushing for her investors to essentially sell to their friends and families, kind of spread it around. Obviously, the pyramid got bigger at the bottom and the money was funneled to the top. So I didn't really know anything about Ruja until one of you guys made a comment about her. I gotta say, the story is pretty fascinating, so I want to thank Kiz Torres. You completely inspired the video. Thank you again for the heads up. I mean, I was completely intrigued by the whole story, so thank you again. This woman, Ruja Ignatova, right? Snazzy looking lady, looks like a classy Eastern European. She had pretty humble beginnings. Following the fall of the Iron Curtain, her family actually moved from Bulgaria to Germany. Some extremely humble beginnings. Her father found work in a tire shop. They lived in a small apartment on top of a butcher shop. She won a nice scholarship to Konstanz University, considered the Harvard of Germany, earning a doctorate in law, JD, in 2005, then a master's in comparative European law from Oxford University. So master scammers, they just, I guess they're just so tempted, right? Maybe they feel the sense of arrogance and snootiness that they're just better than the common person, that they deserve the common man's hard-working, hard sweat earned money, just like Scam Sam. So this lady, she goes to a crypto conference back in Singapore, roughly in 2013, and she ends up meeting some guy, Sebastian Greenwood, this handsome fellow here, and they get together and they start sort of a Bitcoin competitor, OneCoin, what she considered to be a Bitcoin killer and the future of money. You know what's interesting is, as I've learned her story, it's actually so similar to a lot of other stories, whether it's stories from Celsius, aggravating to me, stories from BlockFi, basically providing incentives to new young investors to basically lure them in. For example, Ruja, it said that rather than peddling the crypto, she's actually videos and pamphlets on how to invest in crypto, just like those FTX commercials by celebrities that you saw on TV constantly, and gave away armfuls of OneCoin with every purchase. Well, that's like signing up for BlockFi or Voyager, and then, we'll give you 0.002 Bitcoin in exchange, or Celsius will give you a discount on Celsius coin if you just deposit. So that's pretty crazy that essentially they've all been functioning the same kind of way. So of course, what does all this stuff do? Get rich quick scheme. Everyone is going crypto FOMO like crazy, and this created the buying frenzy for OneCoin. Just like FTX, most OneCoin investors said exactly all the same things. They didn't understand the tech clearly at all, because they couldn't even see anything on the blockchain. It wasn't even available. But they heard of Bitcoin, regretted not having invested early on, and this was their chance. OneCoin was their chance. The company's profits ballooned. Ruja and her folks, the people at OneCoin, they started living it up. Here she is, looking all snazzy with some classy gentlemen. Look at this guy. This guy, Kane, even has a skull on it. That is so funny. Look at this clown. This is how you live it up if you're a crypto scammer. So I really doubt that SBF, his Toyota Corolla, probably just bought it to park there. Doubt it ever got used. The $40 million penthouse, right? But all these stupid articles on him being the generous billionaire. Such full of shit. These people are so stupid. So eventually her younger brother, who also worked as her personal assistant, he got the FBI after him. Eventually took a plea deal and testified against other OneCoin associates. This in 2017, this is when Ruja found out that basically the feds, Interpol, and everyone else was after her and OneCoin. So in 2017, on a flight from Bulgaria to Athens, Greece, she disappeared, completely vanished, right? Disappearing with riches she stashed across the globe, supposedly, leaving her lover, brother, business partners to face all the criminal prosecutions. Pretty brilliant, if you ask me. So all this stuff could actually make Ruja one of the richest criminals ever alive. And of course, again, the biggest female crypto scammer. How could she be potentially the largest crypto scammer alive? Well, she was actually in contact with Sheikh Saud. He's the son of one of the wealthiest men in the United Arab Emirates. So this guy's the son of Bank CEO Sheikh Fazil bin Sultan bin Salem Al Khwazami. Anyway, the point is, this guy is incredibly loaded. So the Sheikh Saud, the son, who apparently wanted to get into the crypto game, actually took over Ruja's business at OneCoin. So he got a business deal with Ruja, and he handed her roughly 230,000 Bitcoin back then, which is now worth billions and billions of dollars, which is pretty crazy. What makes it really bizarre is in 2017, Ruja provided power of attorneys to not only the Sheikh Saud guy and some other guy. To make it more complicated, the Sheikh Saud guy, the son, he has diplomatic credentials, and that's probably how he was able to give Ruja basically a way out. Of course, a few plastic surgeries here and there. So here is the exhibit A, where Ruja Ignatova provides power of attorney to Sheikh Saud. The undersigned, Mrs. Ruja Ignatova, German national, holding passport, My personal capacity and any other capacity hereby appoint Sheikh Saud, UAE national, holding passport, as my true and lawful attorney. Act on behalf of me and grant him the following powers. Pretty interesting. So these diplomatic credentials would explain why Ruja was able to travel with impunity. Sheikh Saud guy, he was head of the Intergovernmental Collaborative Action Fund for Excellence, which provided him access to these diplomatic credentials. And here's a copy that was given to Ruja, right, as a special advisor so that she can get the diplomatic ID. And this obviously allowed her to basically disappear. And here she was able to get an ID out of the United Arab Emirates. I mean, boom, Ruja is no freaking dummy. I mean, look at that. Because, of course, OneCoin went bust. So supposedly the Sheikh Saud guy purchased OneCoin's assets in exchange for the 230,000 Bitcoin in 2015. Imagine that. So if she did hold on to the Bitcoin, it would make Ruja the second largest Bitcoin holder. Pretty substantial, especially if you're faking these diplomatic immunity papers. That's pretty impressive actually of her. And here's a copy of the corporate certificate of incumbency. And basically, whatever deal was struck between Ruja and Sheikh Saud, Saud just essentially became the largest and only shareholder of OneCoin Limited. She made a deal with Sheikh Saud, gave him holdings, not only that, but also power of attorney in return for nearly 250,000 Bitcoin, now worth billions. On top of that, she gets all these perks with diplomatic immunity, and then, but what does the Sheikh guy get out of it? Nothing. It does seem very bizarre to me that he would make such a bad deal for himself. It's super bizarre. She could be in the United Arab Emirates. Theories basically abound that she could be dead. Could obviously have multiple IDs. She could be in Russia, anywhere in the Middle East. Look, you got close to 250,000 Bitcoin. That's massive. That could set you up for multiple lives anywhere you want. And the crazy part is, it's very likely that Ruja, throughout her time, has accumulated actually even more Bitcoin. Granted, she probably wouldn't need anymore, but the whole thing is just so crazy and so out of whack. So yeah, largest female crypto scammer, one of the most successful crypto scammers ever. It's pretty impressive. Now, this is no coincidence, but there does seem to be a lot of crypto billionaires and multimillionaires dying all of a sudden. So you can have a lot of theories as to why, but it's pretty bizarre. Really bizarre. Maybe this is all happening because they're running Ponzi's as well. They just don't want to be caught. It's better to just disappear. For example, there's 4 crypto billionaires that died in the span of a month just before the FTX collapse. I mean, it's so bizarre. And most of these guys, they passed away under very suspicious circumstances. For example, Nikolai Mushegian, the co-founder of MakerDAO, which is a massive, impressive project, was found dead on the Puerto Rican beach just hours after tweeting about basically intelligence agencies coming after him. It's pretty weird stuff. Another guy, shortly thereafter, the next billionaire was a broker, Javier Biosca, who was found dead, right, just last November in Estepona. Biosca was being investigated for running one of the biggest crypto frauds in Spain. Literally the day after Biosca was found dead, the next day, Amber Group's co-founder, Tian Kullander, was found dead also in his sleep. Pretty weird stuff. And get this, 2 days later, 2 days after that, it was around Thanksgiving last year, Russian crypto billionaire, I can't say this name, Vyacheslav Taran, died in a helicopter crash. 4 suspicious deaths in a span of basically around a month. Very weird stuff. Who knows? Maybe Ruja, maybe she faked her own death. Pretty weird stuff. Anyways, if you guys have any input on any of these stories, just for entertainment's sake, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Not, also drop a link if you have some kind of updates that the community, people watching the video would be interested in. It's pretty curious stuff. Okay, I do have to say, the FBI offering $100,000? I mean, this lady, she doesn't give right? She's obviously the brains of the operation. She's no dummy. The BS claims of 200 IQ. The FBI offers $100K to provide information. Just insulting. I mean, the money alone that she would hold and or willing to spend to basically get out of trouble is immense. Okay, so if I found her, I'm sure she's willing to give me a couple of million, keep my mouth shut. So it's pretty funny, but you never know. Here's the crazy part. If she were to cash out during the pandemic when Bitcoin skyrocketed to close to 70K, I mean, wow, that would have been roughly worth about $11-12 billion. It's pretty wild stuff. Check out the pictures. She's a snazzy lady, very fashionable. Check out this of her coming on stage for OneCoin conference. She puts on a show, that's for sure. So Scam Sam, maybe he can learn a thing or two from some of the other big boy scammers. Well, we'll see. Crypto billionaire, potentially dead, potentially fugitive. Who the heck knows? Well, that's it for now, guys. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Smash like if you haven't, and please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Did anybody out there hear me?